Up until recently, it was until the Morse Canal feasibility study, which was finalized in June of 2011, there had been little, if any, communication among the different municipalities that the canal and the Greenway had passed through. It was during the planning process that the vision for a linear Greenway and its path was fully developed. Once the plan was in place, the county and its partners were really able to tie in some of these smaller individual efforts to make a more truly multimodal transportation route. The Greenway route, which includes the Pompton feeder that Joe and Bob had talked about, passed through Pompton Lakes, Wayne, Totowa, Little Falls, Woodland Park, Patterson, and Clifton. So it impacts a large part of Passaic County. And just to give you a little more context of where Passaic County's municipalities are, here's the map for you. As you can see, the Greenway is fairly evenly split among the different municipalities, with Wayne holding the largest portion. And most of that portion is actually owned by the North Jersey District Water Supply Commission, which Joe and Bob mentioned about the pipeline. That's their ownership. There's been tremendous progress to date developing the Greenway in Passaic County, with over half of it already accessible or planned. Again, the NJDWSC owning a large majority of it. The downside is that you can't access it without permission, but the upside is that that piece of land is preserved and intact. So it's very usable, just a matter of getting permission, which has proved to be somewhat difficult. Part of implementing the Greenway has been the branding effort. This panel and others were created and placed at various locations along the canal Greenway. This is, luckily, if you looked around at all the poster boards and a lot of the slides from a lot of these presentations, Joe's had a really big part to play in that and in the Canal Society. So I think we're lucky in having that rather than having to start from scratch and everyone agree upon a uniform format. I think we already have that in place, so we have the branding. Little Falls has completed almost all of their portion of the Greenway. They've received several grants and assistance from NJDOT to develop their portion along Wilmer Road and the Peckman Preserve. And they've also, in partnership with the county, we've applied for state aid in 2012, and to my knowledge, the application is yet to be decided upon, so it's pending. But that project would connect it to discontinuous bike paths and increase the continuous unbroken length to being about 1 1/4 miles. So on the bottom half of the Peckman River Aqueduct site is essentially where the bridge would be. Little Falls has also received a $70,000 grant from the Passaic County Open Space Trust Fund to develop the area behind their Main Street downtown, and that's a paved project where you can actually walk down to the end and view the falls. Woodland Park has revamped their portion of the Morse Canal Greenway, and it again, using county grants and their own open space trust fund. In 2006, they received $100,000 and then another $200,000 in 2007. And their project is essentially complete at this point. They used the money to refurbish the Thomas May Park, which is at the southern end of the Greenway, of the canal. And they also used the funds to do the complete design and construction of the entire length of the canal in Woodland Park. And there's some pictures from one of the hikes in 2013 just to show some of the facilities that they completed with that funding. Today, the right-of-way of Interstate 80 covers most of the route of the canal, although there's a few remains that have survived. It's a 3-block section along Barn Street where you can actually see the berm, and it's walkable, and it's been included in the Morris Canal Greenway route. There's two routes in Patterson. One is a blaze trail that goes through Garrett Mountain, and the other is a planned bike facility that goes along Grand and falls within only 3 blocks from the Great Falls Historic Park. This property is owned by the city of Patterson, but county has adopted it through its DPW Adopt a Lot program, and we've set aside $14,000 to do park improvements there. It's currently used as a footpath for residents and school children along, from Barn Street to get you to Grand and New. And this just kind of shows you a site analysis of the current conditions and some proposed improvements that we'll try to get started in the spring. This is another one of the panels that was created and is currently on display at the Clifton Morris Canal Park, and is also in the back if you'd like to look at it more closely. There's some pictures of the canal. Part of it actually has water in it still. So those are multiple projects, individual projects along the proposed Greenway route, and then the county, through the feasibility study, has really laid the groundwork for what the route's going to be and some potential obstacles along that route. And with that plan in place, has also allowed the county to seek out funding for particular projects. This is another one that the county has worked on. It's over a $200,000 grant that's still waiting to be awarded. And it's really to develop that crucial missing link between the already completed project in Little Falls and the completed project in Woodland Park. And it's just under a mile, and it would be on-road Class A bike facilities with ADA pedestrian safety improvements, and it goes mostly along a county road, Browertown Road. If we fail to receive the grant, then it's likely that this would be included in the repaving program that the county has, which follows our newly adopted complete street policy. This is something that we're currently working on and under final design. This is, by using our ability to access federal funds, the TCSP, which is the Transportation Community and System Preservation Program, was sought after and received to help further those connections. If you travel north out of Woodland Park along McBride, it'll carry you to the proposed route along the historical route of the Morris Canal, and this goes through Patterson and Clifton, which is a little over 8 miles, and takes you to the Essex County border. As I said, we're in the final design phase of this, and hopefully will be completed by the end of November. Another component of implementing the Greenway concept has been through a hike series. This started in 2012. And the hike series really helps solidify the canal as a usable greenway rather than individual projects and historical sites spread out throughout the county. And this has been wildly successful. The couple hikes I attended at the end of 2013, it was 50, 60 people. It was almost too many people. This is in Patterson. This is Garrett Mountain. And this is Little Falls at the end of their trail. And this is actually in Wayne. In addition to the hikes, we've also created an interactive web portal where it allows people to really explore the Greenway from the comfort of their home or from their mobile device as you're out in the field. And it's a really great tool to help you plan your trip and to see, you can also check on the progress of the canal, if it's, being under construction, or if it's inaccessible, or, if it's already programmed. That's it.